I don't have you in my life, what would I gain if you take the Holy Ghost?
What would I become of me if I didn't see a light?
5 today. If not, it will take us 12 weeks to finish this thing. Take us 12 weeks, 12 weeks. Let's go. So what chapter are we on? Chapter 3? 4. Chapter 4. Okay. So we are looking at the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 4. And we started off with the preacher, which is so obvious that it is Solomon, but he hasn't told us who he is. Now, for us to really get the picture, I want us to put this, when we read the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 9, it makes us understand that Israel was so, we won't read it, was so rich at the point, Solomon was so rich that silver was on the floor and people won't pick it up. Imagine the silver is on the floor. He has so much gold, so much silver, that silver will be on the floor and not even his laborers will pick it up. Because what are we picking silver for? Our master is so rich, he has given us so much that we don't need even silver. So this is the person who is taking that experiment. Me and you, our desire is that, we'll make a little more money than what we have. If I ask you right now, Joe, how are things? It's okay. But if I made more money, if I went up the ladder a little bit, if I had more fun, if I had more happiness. But this guy had so much money that even silver meant nothing. So your desire is fulfilled in him. He exceeds whatever desire you think you have. Do you know that in the last 72 hours, Elon Musk has lost $54 billion? He lost $54 billion in 48 hours. Only because the Tesla stock dropped. And when the stock prices dropped, he lost $54 billion. Me and you. If $54 leaves our account, we'll be on the phone with customer service. Excuse me, sir, I need you to explain to me. No, I didn't. No, you listen. No, you'll be telling them, listen, I did not make that transaction. I don't know where that $54 went.
Forgive.
But this guy lost 54 million, not 1,000. And he's so willing. He can confidently, how many people are there in Ghana? 35 million people. He's lost 54 million. He can give everybody 1 million. Isn't it that? Or is my 1, 2, 3 not good?
Yeah, that's it.
He's lost 54. The population is also 35. So he can confidently give everybody in Ghana 1 million. I mean, this is one person's wealth. And Solomon exceeds him. Elon Musk's wealth is nowhere near what Solomon had in his day. So you picture it. And this is the guy who is giving us this account. So that me and you can look back at his life. He says, well, the wise person is the one who learns from other people's mistakes, not from their own mistakes. If you are wise, you learn from other people's mistakes, not from your own mistake. So this is written for us so that we will not repeat the same mistakes that somebody has gone through. What desire do you have that Solomon did not fulfill? You want 2 girls, he had 1,000. So look at him and then learn. Are we here? So this guy. So let's not forget the person writing these things for us, that it is just any ordinary person. No. It's not just any ordinary person. He had at his whips everything. He says anything his eyes desire, he did not keep it away from his eyes. Hello, I mean, whatever his eyes desired. Today, right now, as we all sit here, can you tell me that whatever your eyes desire, you can get it? Whatever. He did not limit it to. The key word is whatever. Hey, such a bold statement to make. And then now he brings us that way to bring the picture. This was the king. He had control. People traveled from nations to come to him and ask him for counsel, to ask him for advice. He had the power and the authority to do whatever, say to whatever, you go and kill him, you do this and it will happen.
Just like that.
This is a guy with so much power, authority, and wealth. Now let's listen to what this same person is now about to tell us in chapter 4. What is he saying, Joe? Read.
The title is Oppression, Toil and Friendliness. Friendlessness, sorry. Again, I looked and saw...
Which version are you reading from? NIV?
Yeah.
Oh, no, read it. It's okay.
From ESV?
Oh, no, don't worry. Any version is fine for today.
I will read from ESV. Actually, NIV. Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors.
Pause. The question is, how did Solomon see oppression? This guy was rich, had everything. What oppression? You see how sometimes the rich cry over things that you are like, really? Oh, I've lost money. Oh, I've lost 5 billion in my account. Are you mad? I don't even have that 5 million. You've lost 5 billion in your account. You see how sometimes some things people complain about, you ask yourself, are you serious? Like, seriously? Like, for real? Is this what you are worrying? Is this what you? This whole world, is this your headache? That oh, my cat had that really? That all the problems in the world that you have is your cat. So Solomon here is talking about oppression. What oppression? You became king as a child. God gave you wisdom as a child. You've always lived in a palace. You've had everything at your disposal. What oppression? What is he talking about here? You read it again. You start it slowly.
Verse 1. I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun.
Pause. Read that first word he says. Again I looked. So before he took that experiment, it was normal for him. He never really considered it. He saw oppression, but he did not really engage himself to understand it. But the moment he set himself apart to do this experiment, he says, so again I look. Now I am not only looking at somebody who has influence over it, but somebody who is helpless and not able to do anything about it. So now I can really understand it. Again I looked. And now all of a sudden I can see how painful and difficult it is. That if you don't have money, what somebody can do to you because of their money, especially from the part of the world where they are from. Even today, we look at police brutality. Look at what happened to George Floyd. It was everywhere. See how? Is this oppression? I don't know if you have gone through oppression. You know that this thing belongs to you. That somebody, because of their name, who they are connected to, who they know, they are taking it away from you. Hello? And then what did he say?
I saw the tears of the oppressed.
I saw the tears of the oppressed. Have you seen your mother going through difficulty and you're crying before? And you know that this cry is because of school fees. Maybe you people, you grew up in a okay room. You see somebody going through pain, yet you cannot do anything about it because you yourself are not in a position to help. I mean, how does that make you feel? When somebody comes to you with their burning desire, yet you yourself are not in any position to help them yourself. So let's not read this with the mind that Solomon did not do anything about it. No. Remember, it is a test. He is putting himself through that test so that he will set an example for me and you. That we must not live this life forgetting everybody else. No matter how rich he was, he said he looked again. And he was what? He saw the tears of the oppressed. Me and you, we get money small. All of a sudden, when we are coming,
Clear the way.
yes. Anthony, my friend. The very friends we grew up with, we go back home, we don't even want them to see us cry. We want them, we want them to be calling us, but chairman, why? Yes. Why? Because I remember when we were in Agri, this girl, her parents, when we go on holidays, her parents took her to UK. And then this girl came back to school. Less than 6 weeks old. UK, can't teach you. And then the girls decided to mafia her in the dormitory. So when she was sleeping, they went to open her chocos and they were taking food. And this is her. Ariel. And then they were laughing like, what's that? Ariel. No. And then the Ariel. Hey! This is the player who landed. And only Ariel. This was Ariel. Why? Because she's got to a place that it's the form mother your mother your best before. Young come now who was on the who for trotro and figure whoever. That was the Ariel. Someone here saying, irrespective of how much wealth he had, he was still able to put himself in a position where he saw the tear of the oppressed. Sometimes they do the best. Who said like we have arrived? Like who are you? Do you know who I am? You meet somebody, the first thing, I am Dr. So and so. Like seriously? Do you have to introduce yourself to me on the street that you are Dr. something? Found one way Dr. something. And so what? Bring yourself low. I'm saying go down and I can't be so smart man go to so man. Men na more be shorts and t-shirt. I was walking, the girl came back the car. Hey, blah. She gave me money to buy water. I go bought the water. Me buy when see from Mpo, but I can't no be a boot now. Me need 2 boot in man or cartoon book bar. I know you want to see the say me last. I call you my first one, my first one. See, the pambo bra. But after reading this, I realized no, you don't plan me more. At the year, the man refused. Once we get, we quickly forget where we came from. Some of us, we have to carry with somebody and I'm the coach now. Now I'm going to go for the number 9 sign, one mentor. You have to. But Solomon says, no. He says, I saw the tears of the oppressed. And then add the painful part to it to me.
And they have no comforter.
And power was what?
Was on the side of the oppressors.
And they have no comforter. He asks it again. They did not have any comforter. Not only that, power was on the side who was oppressing them. And guess what? They have no comforter. Now quickly, jump to what? John 16:7. Just read John 16:7. And let's make some quick comparison here.
The book of John chapter 16 verse 7. But very truly I tell you.
In what color is that writing?
Red.
So who is speaking? This is Jesus speaking, talking to the disciples.
All red.
So what did he say there?
But verily, very truly I tell you, it is for your good that I am going.
So Jesus is telling the disciples, it is for your good that I go.
Unless I go away, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you.
Okay. Other versions tell you the comforter. That's the Holy Spirit is talking about it. So life under the sun, Solomon is saying there's no comforter. But life in Christ, because Christ has to go. Continue reading the verse 7, you will say something there.
I will send him to you.
So when you accept Christ, life under Christ himself sends us a comforter. But if you live this life under this heaven without Christ, he says what? There is no comforter. That is why sometimes you see somebody go through some difficult moments. They have nobody to help them, but for some way, somehow, they find a way and they come out of it. You know that this thing that this person has been able to overcome, as for this, had it not been God, there's no way. How can you get a case with a rich person in Ghana and then you win? So if you are able to win, you know that as for this, had it not been God who has moved, there's no way. It's not possible. As for even the judge, they have bribed the judge. So what can you do? There was a recent case in Ghana where this landlord killed the tenant. He shot the tenant. Why? Because he said move out. The guy says I'll move out on Sunday. Before Sunday, he says you are staying here on Sunday. Killed him. Did the case go anywhere? Rich man, woman. Foolish case. Bokum. Free. Ghana only was the same. Bokum. Free. Because of tenant. Move. I say I'm moving. I found a place. I'm moving my thing. The guy has even found a place. He's moved his things. He's coming there on the Sunday to come and give him the key. He said, hey, you are still here. Wait, I'm coming. Went to his room, brought the gun. Boom! Kill him. Goes nowhere. Oppressed person. Why did I come on now? So when you get the baby one, then wine. Hello, are we here? Let's look at the picture the Solomon is painting here. Life without Christ under the sun. Today we can even stay just at the verse 1 of Mayam Kolibia. They have no comfort. Look at what is happening in the world. Obviously the bomb shine or pumping. Kill millions of people. Thousands of people. For what reason? For 72 virgins. Are you mad? This I looked again and I saw under the heaven the oppressed. Look at the oppression in this world. You picture it. When I read this, it took me about 2 days. I had no move from chapter 1 when I was going through this. I said that chapter 1 very 2 days. He said, no, I didn't even to us. And then let's go to verse 2. Today we will try to finish in verse 5.
And I thought the dead who are already dead more fortunate than the living who are still alive.
Pause. Why? That it is better to be dead than alive.
Because when you die, you're not going to be oppressed.
Because of the oppression. And someone know, there's so much oppression, so much that you don't have the only camophobia to who. You are better off dead than alive. So that is why when you meet somebody in their situation, don't be quick to judge. Because if you know what they are going through, their prayer, we should even be thankful that they have not committed suicide. That they haven't got to the point where they feel that being dead is better than being alive. The person who has reached, see, if you are fighting with somebody who has nothing to lose, that is the most dangerous person to fight. Somebody who thinks it is better for them to be dead than to be alive. If you tell that person, I'll kill you, what do you think? They are saying, kill me, I want to die already, kill me. They said, do you want knife? Like somebody this morning brought me knife, kill me. What are you going to do? You want to kill me? Yes, the knife, kill me. Because at the end of the day, that person feels that when they leave, they have no, as a matter of fact, you have done me a good service by killing me. You read it again, it says,
And I thought the dead who are already dead.
Joe, are you not the one saying you're reading NIV?
I changed it to ESV.
Stay at one place. I don't like this switching. Go back to your NIV and stay at one place.
NIV it is. And I declared that the dead who had already died.
Wait. That is why I said go back to the NIV. And I declared that the dead who had already died, meaning, what do you think he's saying here? Why should he say that the dead who has already died? Why do you think he's saying that? If the person is dead, why do you have to add who have already died? Meaning they are living people who are dead. In their mind, they are dead. So it is they are alive, but really they are dead. Why would he say the dead who have already died? This is what Solomon is telling us. Is this happening today? Of course. It is as if saying no experiment in Wayamaya. The person is alive, but they're dead. You continue reading.
Are happier than the living who are still alive.
You repeat it. And I declare
that the dead who have already died are happier than the living who are still alive.
Go to the chapter 3.
But better than both is the one who has never been born.
Pause here. It is better to be dead than to be alive. But the one who is better than both of them is the one who has not been born at all. Is this how bad this world has gotten into? Is this how wicked man can be without Christ? Is this how severe oppression can get to the point where the advice that Solomon, the one who had power to be able to change things, he said that even with all my power and with all my wealth, I can only change so much that it becomes almost insignificant based on how much I can change, that it is better not to be born. Because the guy has money. So he's talking about comparison here that, okay, if I use my money to help people, and I think of taking people out of oppression, I can only help people so much. But guess what? Compared to the number of people who are still going to be in oppression, it is so insignificant to the point that, guess what? It is better not to be born at all. Ask yourself that if one person, Elon Musk, is richer than the whole population of the world, why is he not giving money to the whole world? Yet he's still chasing after money. So you think that that 100,000 target you set yourself, I want to make 100,000 in a year. Well, see, when we all started, we were making 40,000 a year. We changed budget. Oh God, we want to make 60,000. We make 60,000. We say, oh God, we want to make in 65. I'll be okay. Oh, they go 88. I'm okay. Yo, even with what we are on now, we still want more. Even with what we are on now, which was the desire 6 years ago, we wanted to be here. We have arrived here. We want more. You think right now, if I got another job that says they'll pay me 50 an hour, I won't leave. I'm on 40 an hour, but I want more. I started with 18 an hour, but now I'm on 40 an hour. Still, I want more. Into who order will G18 as I also pay 40. I'm at 40, I want more. You see? Obviously, G65 an hour, I'm also pay more. Mr. Susie, I'm already do 50 out of it. We have 50 an hour, but obviously, G65, I'm also the 70 hour. You see how life is. Somebody's prayer is what you are on now. $40 an hour. If I go to Ghana now, do you know how many companies can pay me for $40 an hour? And me too. Unless they're a government job or private institution. You won't get more than 5 companies that will pay me $40 an hour. But I'm here, I want more than 40. Obviously, the human can be $40 a week. Maybe. Hello. That's the picture. He's saying, someone saying, see, I know I have money. But if I look at how much I can help, the number of people I can help with what I have, compared to the vast number of people who are still going to be in oppression, compared to the people that I can help, it is still nothing. So what is that telling me and you? That they must now become a collective effort. It shouldn't be just him. It should be a collective effort that we must all come together to help people come out of the oppression. Obi one more nyat, yes, obi nyat nka. Hey, obi pekra wo mu kra ya no mobo. Chese, wo friends obi you no rich. Chese, oh ya come you, yeah, come you. That's not his name. The no kra to kra no die. The no kra to no die. Come here, it was come you. No, I can't control my shame. You who plan to so plan as a mammy and depot 10 seconds. Just because I said, Mammy, would do the mammy did 10 seconds. Oh, Papa. You also.
I'll read it again. But better than both is the one who has never been born, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun. Verse 4.
Pause. See, when I read this thing, two questions came into mind. What are the two questions you think comes to your mind when you hear Solomon talking about this evil? That there's so much oppression, so much evil, that nothing can be done. That people go through so much oppression, so much pain, so much suffering. What do you think comes into the mind of the one who is going through that suffering, that pain? Does God even exist? If God exists, why am I going through all this suffering and through this pain? Hello? It's not me power. I'm a Brazil. It's me brain. Hello, or you people, you have not got to that point where you've asked that question before. Sure. Hey, and then this like you go through some things, you are like seriously, like God, who did I offend? Like, come on, now at this point, let's talk. What did I do to you?
Why me?
What did I do to you? Then I'm there, like, we don't want someone. So imagine that the one going through the oppressor might not ask this question, but the one who is being oppressed will ask himself, does God even exist? That's why we have so many people today who want nothing to do with Christianity, not because they don't want to believe in God, but it's because of the pain, the suffering that they have endured. They want nothing to do. Because if God is there, why would God take my mother? Why would God let my mother go through cancer? Why would God let this happen to me? If God exists, why would this thing happen to me? So just because of a painful experience, they don't want to believe in God anymore. And sometimes it can be justified. Why? Because we didn't have anybody explain to them why God allows suffering. Because what? Christ himself suffered. We have portrayed a gospel which is so sweet, which is so not what the gospel is, to the point that we tell people, come to Christ and everything will be okay. It is a lie. He says, pick up your cross and follow me. Is cross heavy or light? So what makes you think following Christ is easy? What makes you think following Christ is easy? Philippians will tell you, the book of Philippians, as we do, it will tell you that as you follow Christ, just as Christ suffered, you too you will suffer. That is what the gospel says. But we have made it a gospel. Paul had an infirmity. The one who wrote majority of the New Testament was sick. He had a problem. When he writes, he will tell you that Paul, I have prayed about this thing now, God has still not healed me. But this same Paul will lay hands on someone and will be healed. That is makes sense. Hello? So, just because you have come to Christ does not mean that all suffering will go. Suffering is part of this life because of sin. Because sin has entered this world and we are in this world, suffering will continue to be with us. That is how we know that indeed he is God. Hello? Have you not seen great men of God who have had their wives die or have issues happen to them?
Recently, that
no son died.
Yeah.
But the father is still alive. Does the father not go to crusade and tell us that he has raised the dead? Why didn't he raise his son? Crippled are walking, lame men are walking. He is telling us he's raised the dead. Okay.
Healing Jesus.
Healing Jesus crusade. He raised the, he said he has raised over 20 or 200 people dead. Raise your son, let's see now. If we think under the sun, this is the questions we will ask. But guess what? In Christ says what? Solomon he himself told us that there's a time for everything. And what is ordained is ordained. If God has ordained that your son will die, if you like, fast 100 years, if he's dying, if God says he will die, he will die. So let's come to the Christianity with the truth that what Christ has decided is what will happen. Your destiny is already set in Christ. I said it. God is not a destiny changing God. No, he's a destiny determining God. He's already determined it. It is distractions that happen in our way that deters us from the destiny. So our focus should rather be that we should remain focused. That's why it says so. Looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. Yes, so somebody can call you as I am running to Christ. Somebody say, go feet and I'll tell. not change my destiny. What they've done is they've distracted me. So rather, I should pray that I will come back on track. Hello? This thing is serious. It's a very serious matter here. It is painful. If you haven't gone through some challenges, you won't get it. Ask yourself, how bad must it be for someone to have experienced it and write about it? Because it was experimental. Put that picture in mind. He knew that I was rich. I am putting myself only through the test for a period. But yet it was still so bad for him to feel it. But ask yourself, how bad must it have been for him to feel it and write about it in this manner? Hello? Yo, let's go.
Verse 4.
Hey, we're only at verse 4. Jesus. Jesus. When I'm saying there 4 and 5. Let's go.
Verse 4. And I saw that all toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another.
Read that part again.
Verse number 4, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4. And I saw that all toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another. Let me finish it.
So when you look at
this too is meaningless and chasing after the wind.
You see what Solomon is saying? That toil, remember I said there's a difference between toil and work. So he did not say that all of man's work is because of envy. But the reason why you toil, the reason why you kill yourself and go above and beyond is because you want to be the next big boy in town. You want to chill with the big boys. When you come, they should say that you alone you have arrived. The reason why you are dying to kill yourself to buy that Range Rover is because you envy your other brother who's driving a Benz. You think that now, but I don't know about Benz, and your family is so many young woman who say, "Me, I'm not what I don't know. Me, Thomas, what Benz, and I'm going to go to Range Rover and I'm going to talk the episode." Maybe I can, or G65, or G30 an hour. You don't know that, but I feel Uber double shift, triple shift, and so on that. Now, now you read the job because we read job as some man go say because of a liberal back you've lost everything. You see the ripple effect? He says it is chasing after the wind. At the end of the day, can't the I never come to I jump from higher rent. Paying mortgage. Nobody's talking to you. Paying mortgage is the most painful thing for me in this country. Because fear, how many hours am I fear? Who will remember most of your time? Who feel remember? Well, maybe you sleep only 6, 7, 8 hours and you are paying 2,000, 3,000 a month. For what? Car no grab you drive to the train station, park the car at the train station, jump on the train. You are paying like and the Range Rover now you are buying to park it at the train station.
And you pay insurance.
It will open power for them. Some of the people train station, Croman Mobile Buka. Australia. You see Chinese 16, 17 years, Porsche Cayenne. Maybe drink car in Maserati now with President. You see 16, 17-year-old driving it. You see the way the Indians are driving the Benzes and the Range Rover in this tiny area. Yeah, Genesis and person go to 250, 280,000. You see small boy driving Genesis like it's nothing. But he got 280,000 to fear. To be now obi fear no did now. What the picture you for be fear $280,000 in the Ghana. It was a man for fear not that not that people the gas that say okay, don't worry about it. I didn't say was also another one. I don't fear for not now. Because people for fear, let people back on the now. In the moment you fly in it, it's a very bad 10 fear not now. Because of them, we need to He says it's because of envy. That toil is envy. It will be to me, I'll build bigger than this, it is envy. The reason why I want to build bigger than what someone is done, it is envy. No matter how much justification you give to it, it says it is envy. And power cushion, and I don't know what's a hospital check, and I must see hospital now we are coming. Because we should be busy. So it has become challenge. Hello? Envy, toil. Why? Because if you learn to be content with what you have, you don't toil. This night being content with toil. He's not talking about work. Don't confuse it. He's not saying the reason why you work is because you're envy of someone. No, because God himself worked. But he's saying the reason why you toil, the amount of brain out person will be better than we have. Because we need brain. Only brother is why you before. Before then you told at one point. Being a witch is not someone who flies at night alone. No, continue. He says something worse.
Fools
Jesus.
fold their hands and ruin themselves. 6.
Read that part.
Fools fold their hands and ruin themselves.
So you see the contrast is making here. The one who works so hard is working so hard because they are envious. You are say, wait, on your friend. You see the big contrast he's saying. It's the other thing what or police or get the number you for him paid my. Also, the pray or paid my so because the people. So what do you think he's telling us? Let us be moderate. Let us be in the middle. Let us have a motivation. Let us not be at the extreme end of the scale. Well, we do nothing. You for it now, or you need to prepare so much. So let's have a moderation. Let us be in the middle. Continue, Joe.
Verse 6. Better one handful with tranquility than 2 handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind.
Hey, we thought that about I said to 2. And it's my mom from Australia. If you see in a month I can have money. There are bad ways to make the money. But so many peace of mind. What's it mean? Hey, police. Hey, because you don't have a person when you scam. But the cow, because I mean, and no matter what you make. The rich is not Ghana, it's Cafon now, and Yafon now. And because the Canadian Australia here in the Bible, it was the city to a fact or no, watch mine. Was answer to camera, was answer to tour, was answer to bonga proof. And so I tell me, was sorry.
What senses?
And I tell me, was sorry. But nearly no one is going to on now because of the OTT Pesca. So at the end of the day, who is better? Why part and a so here in Nana is getting this one now. And then I mean, it's better to have just a handful with what? Tranquility, with pain. So my fire will not be captured my phone by Jumia. And yes, it said, Mamma and Sako never bring up from phone and some never bring Susana. You see that video that has come out recently? That Boga who has gone to Ghana to sacrifice his 12-year-old daughter.
Boga.
He lives in overseas over Ghana. This is just this week. Meanwhile, this week, 12-year-old daughter that come out with a good man from blood ritual. And the guy had the sense and called the police. So imagine if he did not meet this guy and the guy killed him. Then I'm going to approach him, but then Obiti Ghana and Pirates of about who you approach about the cool Ghana and this wait me. No, wait, I'm just wait me. You see what Solomon is saying here? When they see and they know. Obiti Ghana and Pirates of the approach who want to approach how I can have a schedule.
Easy. And there is no approach.
Oh, bravo, we should do a disc schedule organ into a simple part 12 into the two web about the disc schedule. And you one put two. I brought a brushing house in one channel, or the sick and never brushing and watching the bagana, or you're better off than the cloth Ghana. And you can, it is better to have one than to toil for two. Into the cool, why do you need man? All because of what? Greed. Over who I didn't maybe call Ghana back about the first class and then go to super first class. Maybe to Australia have been first class and call Ghana that for now. Me who's over in UK call Ghana no first class. The first class ticket name Ghana me Australia standard ticket here pay. Maybe call Ghana be 23,500. Oh to UK £600. Over first class 1,500. 1,500 maybe 3,500 and you in that also name mama the first class now 5. So I'm coming to you can come to first class. Into the just say that my family economy sir. Me ba me 2 days. Me mama dey bring ah. Me say mo me man dey ana. Nyanko ba ko say go fu baba. I'm so nya sure. I'm say na me ticket cra. Because I say go fit 3,000 say that yeah mama. On no catch him something baba also now I come and you want me go with it so say mama the power mama sana no say mama you bet say o mama 3,000 day now until so try you get e over 35 with a 20 tickets o dey go and one na shegu then never man go ni a pet chicken ya man one 3,500 shegu Oba bread. Oba bread at the end of the day, that's it. I feel you want to know how bad it is. Would you pay slipper? Say year to date. And I'm not trying to help you out from my feeling in our name.
32,000.
National account will say what 32,000
$3.20.
Would you pay slipper? Year to date, and on much of YTD, and which is a year to date. Sika year to our film na. Over show 86,000. This is more 86,000 in the account. Then to be some say, to me, I saw something about you. Says, man, am I the one you pay that money to?
I did man this Wednesday. Michelle Paisley. I nearly cried.
Sometimes you don't even have 10% of what that they are saying that they are paying. So where did the money go? Who's what? There you have some Samsung Bank, you brought on Unchisima, Uncle Babia, 2007 fine. The bank should bring put on the rest of the engineering. Now, one bank should run away. We just go through this. I say, so it's chasing after the wind. It's a chasing after it's a cycle. You chase after the wind. We know what I don't yes, I to one of the other. Now the boom. Who 70,000 officer? Oh, when they must 70,000 the crack. Near afraid if you feel the BSc, 200,000 to know about 2,200 at the time. I thought they can't do anything. So you take one step forward, 3 steps backwards, 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards. So I don't know what to do. It's one more when you're now, one year content. I don't pursue my way to an ammonia. And you make a real beer. Forget. It gets so busy approachable of this schedule. Someone said, then now 2 minutes here. And man, you get it to the point. Why? Because I say, you can't look after them. Because it's envious of Obi lifestyle from the quality. Of course, you won't be able to look after them because you want to live a certain lifestyle. Let us learn to be content. Hello? So let's continue.
You sure you want to continue?
We'll finish. We'll finish verse 5. Then Fabian 2.
I've just read 7 to 8. You sure?
Continue. We'll finish it.
Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil. Yet, his eyes were not content with his wealth.
Pause. So, your own Shaban show me still and so on. So what he has given you an extreme case. You are no only responsibility beyond promising the sick and someone. And then the responsibility does they are not better. Hello, you see what is see, he is always giving us the extreme case of life under the sun. Now why do you do? You continue.
For whom am I toiling, he asked, and why am I depriving myself of enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business.
And this is the same person telling you that enjoyment is meaningless. So he's telling you, guess what the DJ grass is meaningless. It is a crab, what is the point then? Over a big topic for the book of Ecclesiastes. What is the point? At the end of the day, what is the point? If you are telling me that the conclusion is to enjoy, but you are the same person you have told me enjoyment is meaningless, what's the point? If life must only be lived under the sun, what is the point? That is the big topic for the book of Ecclesiastes. What is the point? If at the end of the day there is no Christ and there is no hope, then what is the point? Joe, let's read it quick. When I'm facing coming to my 2 verses today.
You should already do next week.
No. Every week we finish a chapter. Just said the 50 weeks in the Ecclesiastes.
Part B, we do part B next week.
No.
Verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Levin also, if 2 lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken.
You see what is now bringing the picture here? That toil, that hard work. See, discuss with somebody. This life you cannot live it alone. We all need someone. So even despite has a friend. Even despite that we think is rich, has another rich friend. Why? Because the time will come that he will also need help and he will reach out to somebody. If you think that being rich is about just having you, empower people around you so that when you go into trouble, you have people around you that you have empowered who will be able to help you. It is selfish for you to be rich alone so that everybody will depend on you. No, empower people around you. Because what he says it's better to have 2 so that at least when one falls, one is there to help build the other up. You have an opportunity to help others, but you never do. Do you stop and for what's on Debbie? Fanuko Suyajuman, Debbie. Hello? What's your name? A yabe, who says in your room, who fear from in your mouth, you always come back as a mission. Empower people around you. And yes, I won't go on bread. Hello? Yes, I won't go on bread. Empower people. That's a legacy. To have people around you. Some coffee. Coffee break. 2 times. Into someone can say, "I won't go to the for the amount of champion." I take care of the problem. But why stingy? You don't help anybody. Or be a new over to me in second. The workers and make coffee at my hey, now they are also. What they always say, I'm strong. What they won't really say, I'm strong. Oh no, yeah. Who the piano now for piano the way I wanted to feel. Just so they piano is hey. And so you one of your who you see here now, so you play the have people around you. Now we focus on the hello. Joe, let's jump quickly.
Verse 13 to 16. Advancement is meaningless.
Topic now on my title now. Even before you read the thing, advancement is meaningless. And the PhD now also are meaningless. If it is to show off to somebody, I am meaningless. It's not PhD, no. If the motive is to show off to somebody and then because you are envious of why masters and you call your PhD and you are meaningless because you are taking a meaningless effort. That's what he says. He's not saying that PhD is meaningless. But if the motive is because you envy somebody, joke, I am masters, I'm meeting masters. People don't know what I am masters, can't call your PhD. I've taken a meaningless effort. Because I wasn't doing it for myself, but suddenly make show me something better than Joe.
Toil.
I don't know bread.
Chase after the wind.
We give power now better. We are now PhD now. Poor what bread? And of course now, because you see, I digitizing. They say, "Never know what we say." I digital. Me sure. It's what we see effort. Me no be about man more koko here. Or so one of the courses on your PR. Or yeah, man no be no review PR courses and course no here and mount PR. Oh. I was a very instance. Well, of course we just move 3 years because of yourself that was in PR. I say yes, that was in PR. So
Vanity.
It's so many. Oh. Also, just with his account, 1 month will was. Tina was the son of another course.
That was that.
One song here, and I just will go. You see, Obey no show me the knock of us. I know. The knock of us. Obey is I don't know a day. And you create easy one. Your person first, and the whole PR person. But we can't so by way easy. Oh, well, we're great now. The animal quiet. Oh, we have real. That's the content. Yo, they're finishing.
Verse 13. Better a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king.
It was your force in and no, you are a penny piano and you. Quasiana on the media running, Saquasian way. And you go shop and you will be a and you will give from before. Obama also told me that because I depend upon and Jim say, I put me a friend of voice or actor or voice. We didn't tell you. Or something you say, I'm putting power to do or to say. And I'm ready. I'm sorry to me says, I said you to penny pan. Oh, you're bad. And then we pause it or Casa. Didn't tell you, I'm like, it was so a penny to be shot as a dark. What will watch you? And it's better for me to be poor and be foolish. 7 years ago, number to say, Joe, continue.
Who no longer knows how to heed a warning. The youth may have come from prison to the kingship, or he may have been born in poverty within his kingdom. I saw that all who lived and walked under the sun followed the youth, the king's successor. There was no end to all the people who were before them, but those who came later were not pleased with the successor. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind.
So picture what he's saying, that there is a king who is foolish. But there's somebody who came after him who came from poverty. Now, who is here to know? You better know 2 or many things in Japan. Send your Casano is the man for the people, near the man for the people. But Obi by after Japan, I say, I know a wicked cry. I said, no. Or would they have to go by and you say, yay! I want to know why. And so, you want to say man of the people. Or by Casablanca, or you want to say, go through. the man for the people, and so the real buyer, and he has 20,000 Ghana, 200,000 of the money, Papa, and money that the whole country will make in 20 years. One person had it, he has given it to one person. For 20 years, he left in Ghana, the whole country, Nipa Baku on account on their map, and the office said, "Fat." And that was not all his money, that's just one of his accounts. But he made himself in a way, say, Nipa, you know, too good, oh, say John, Nipa, say John, you open Nipa, no, send on desk scratches, or no, Yakron for Yakron. And so be by what they will be by after him, our mother say, hey. So I'm not no boy, bro. I check what I for, so as I say, I can need the oil, they will as I saw what I for. But those who came later were not pleased with the second. Guess what? This too is meaningless. And then Canada, boom. Now today he says he wants to run for presidency. Like what? What? He knew what he was doing all along. He has got the heart of the people. Now he's got to a position. He feels okay, people will follow me. Until say no, run for presidency. Until now, come on, Canada boy, the graph follow a good manner, and they'll be a president. Who watches the watchman? Who watches the watchman? Hey. And that's what will be a Juma. We won't read 5. We finish the 4. I can't 4 minutes.
5 is deep.
Better a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king.
Who no longer.
Not only old. It's a Usika Central way to me. We have people in Ghana today who can even build hospitals and take care of people, but guess what? They won't do it. We don't care for people anymore. So for grab sorry. So for the year quality can now we can members who are well remember no time to go. Now remember now pass over to of one go down. Because the member come. Now so for we correct. Put the sign member. We need some question or we shall pass on. Now no you want to take. Hey. When I can't see if you mean you never come.
This very ticket.
Okay, we'll come ticket. This is all is meaningless. Let's get to a place where you've been that money back. It is painful to be oppressed. If you have not gone through it, you won't understand it. This is a painful experience that Solomon was writing here, and he will carry it over into chapter 5 when we go to chapter 5 next week. Try to finish it. I wish I could go back and take it from the verse 9.
Yeah, you've rushed it.
Now, I had to. In this life, we cannot go alone. There's that saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with someone. It is not a foolish saying at all. It is not a foolish saying at all. And your brother is not someone who you are blood related with. A brother is someone you can count on in good or in bad or in all moments. And that brother can come from anywhere. Me, I have brothers. Blood brothers. But are they brothers, real brothers? No. But I have people who are not by blood with me, who I can count more as brothers than the ones who I am blood related with. In this world, let us surround ourselves with people who challenge us and make us see that there's need for us to help people. Helping somebody won't kill you. Let us be moved with compassion. Life in this world under the sun without Christ is a painful thing. The good news, the hope, however, is Jesus himself is the one who promises us a comforter, as we read in John 16. Jesus promises us comforter. He says, if I don't go, he won't come. So I have to go so that Holy Spirit will come and be your comfort. The good news for you, me and you this morning.